There is turmoil in the Microverse beneath our feet. A race of warriors breeds silently in the depths of the underworld. Empire rises against empire, sisters slit each other's throats in the name of the throne. As massacre follows massacre, betrayal follows betrayal, victory is in the eye of the beholder. Welcome to the world of Tetramorium immigrans. Welcome to an ant revolution. Let us meet this race of warriors, shall we? Tetramorium immigrans is an aggressive, fast-growing species native to Western and Central Europe. Like the ancestors of European humans, tetras, as they are called, are quite medieval in their lifestyle. Ants communicate with each other via chemical signals called pheromones. Every single ant colony has a unique colony pheromone, acting like a flag, anthem, language, and culture all at the same time. Ants typically only associate with others that share their colony pheromone. If they encounter a foreign ant with a different pheromone, they typically ignore each other or flee. Tetras are built different. Their entire culture is based on warfare with neighboring colonies. In typical medieval fashion, Tetra armies will assemble on a flat plain and slaughter each other by the tens of thousands. Their terrifying genocidal conquest can span multiple sidewalk tiles, painting the entire walkway black with Tetra warriors, and later thousands upon thousands of fallen soldiers' corpses. Just like medieval humans, Tetra colonies fight over territory, resources, and even pettier things just because they want to. Also in true medieval fashion, Tetra colonies are monarchies. They have a single queen who handles all of the colony's egg production. Queen mates once at the beginning of her life, and afterwards keep laying tens of thousands of eggs over her 10 to 20 year lifespan. Species who have monarchies are called monogynous. The majority of ant species are monogynous. A large minority of species, around 20%, tolerate multiple queens in their colonies. This practice is called polygyny. Some polygynous species are oligarchies, only having a few queens, while a select few are democracies with hundreds or thousands of queens in their expansive supercolonies. But as for tetras, there is one queen, one mother, one queen to serve, one queen to die for. As previously mentioned, tetras are native to West and Central Europe. During the 17th and 18th centuries, European colonists brought plants, animals, and of course tetras to the New World, inadvertently introducing them to the North American ecosystem. Having no competition from hardened rival species such as Lycius niger and Myrmica rubra, tetras spread like wildfire all over the continent, steamrolling over any native species that got in their way. North American Lycius were no match for the brutal, war-mongering new species, and many natives were displaced and forced off their land. As of today, tetras control vast territories across North America, thriving particularly in human settlements, being most common in large cities and suburbs. They often nest under sidewalks and streets, giving them the nickname pavement ants. Unlike human Europeans, tetras to this day continue their feudal lifestyle and endless warfare. If you think about it, there are a few differences between tetras and pre-1900 Europeans. For example, they both love dividing themselves into small groups, and those small groups love being constantly at war with each other. They both form monarchies, and most importantly, they are experts at colonizing North America and pushing the natives off their land. If I were to guess where in Europe most tetras came from, I would guess France. You see, tetra territory overlaps well with former British and French holdings. Seeing as tetras are not native to Britain, and to this day have been unable to conquer it, France is the favored nation of origin. German settlers could have brought additional tetras from Germany, and certain southern populations may trace their roots back to Spain and Portugal, though it is my educated guess that North American tetras are predominantly French. This makes complete sense, as there are many parallels between tetras and French. Note the real French national anthem as we continue the video. Earlier, I mentioned that tetras are monogynous, which is true. True with a catch, that is. Tetras are fully claustral, meaning that new queens will leave the nest, mate, and found colonies using their own muscle tissue and fat to feed themselves and their larvae. At this stage, since food is scarce and mortality is high, Tetra queens often find it advantageous to team up. Many Tetra colonies are founded via pleiometrosis, i.e. the ant version of the French Revolution. To put it simply, several queens enter and one queen leaves. Queens will cooperate and share resources throughout the founding stage, yet once their first workers, called nanitics, arrive, they play the game of political sabotage! It starts subtly. The strongest queen colludes with the workers, convincing them that the weakest queen is inferior and a drain on precious resources. It is their duty to the colony to have her taken care of. In the middle of the night, workers drag the ostracized queen outside, pinning her down by stretching her limbs and antennae. Bit by bit and piece by piece, the workers slowly chew off tiny parts of the queen's limbs, eventually leaving her immobile without her legs and blind without her antennae. The workers drag the mutilated queen to the garbage pile, where she, blind and legless, is left to die slowly of starvation and thirst. This process continues until all-out civil war breaks out. At this point, the queens throw subtlety to the wind and turn on their sisters. The workers are forced to vote on their favorite queen, declaring the rest as enemies of the state. They assist the queens in their assaults, ripping off their opponents' limbs and stinging them with paralyzing venom. Slow, torturous death is off the table. There must be death, and there must be death now. In the aftermath of this bloody civil war, there can only be one victor. One queen ascends to the throne, ruling the colony for life. The workers who supported the traitorous insurgents quickly fall into line, lest they end up like their leader. Queens lay all the eggs in the colony, and all future workers must be of the purest blood. Workers born of the inferior dead queens are tolerated for the duration of their short lives. Other times, things don't end up quite so well. Some civil wars are so evenly split that all the queens perish in the fight for the throne, leaving the workers without an egg layer, and thus without a purpose. As these first few workers die, the colony slowly fizzles out. One of the main things Tetras compete over is food. I mean, it's almost like they needed to survive or something. Just like my colony of Phaedoli bicarinata, Tetras are omnivores, eating from all three of the ant food groups: meat, sugar, and I am seed. As I hinted at in my Phaedoli bicarinata's intro video, the seed that Tetras love swallowing the most is by far pistachios. They absolutely adore pistachios, and cannot get enough of them. Whenever a pistachio makes contact with their outworld, they swarm it, consuming it in mere hours. The point being, Tetras love pistachios. And I mean love them. Am I making myself clear? Do you understand the words that I am saying to you right now? Huh? Oh, you think I'm being a little too obsessive with this little fact? Just like how Tetras are obsessed with pistachios? You cannot comprehend the tremendous scale of this concept! Just how strong is the Tetras' love for pistachios! Never forget! Don't you ever forget! If you dare forget, my Tetras will find you and steal all of your nuts. Never forget. Never forget. Editor? That's your cue. Anyways. Yeah. Never forget. I said never forget! There is a power vacuum in the Microverse. 5 factions have arisen, vying for complete domination of the entire land of my nightstand. They are called Storm, the 4 Deaths, Vengeance, Scythe, and the Black Plague. Today, on this battlefield, the fate of my nightstand will be decided, and history
will remember this as the last day of